Hey, it's Rusty. Thanks for tuning in to Burning Cereal. Today, what I have for you is an unboxing. Wait, what? It doesn't matter if they can see me or not. It's not about me. It's all about the Breville. The Breville Sous Chef 16 Pro. This baby I've been waiting for. I'm even more excited about this than I was about that Braun immersion blender. This thing, badass. Let's take a look. Let's see, this thing is massive. When they dropped this off, it was in another box. When they dropped it off at my house, I picked it up and I'm like, the hell is that? What did I order that's so big? I didn't realize what I ordered was gonna be so big. I wish there was like fancy music playing or something. That would be pretty cool. Somebody play some fancy music. Uh-oh. Just don't make it copyrighted music. Make it like, you know, some upbeat stuff. Okay, we're almost there. Put this down here. Okay, so I'm gonna admit, I didn't think it was this big. But you know what? I don't care. That's a fancy plug. So you can stick your finger in and pull it out rather than ripping on the cord. This is why the box is so heavy. This thing weighs a ton. There we go, that's the base. You know, for such a huge box, there's only 3 things in it. The base, the bowl, this is why. That's going to take me a little while. And this. This carrying case for all the blades. Let me get rid of some of this packing material and we'll dive into this. All right, so this is everything that was in that box. That massive box just came out with this stuff. But let's talk about this stuff. So first things first, your instruction manual. Super, super thick, but I just kind of breezed through it. There's only about 10 pages or so that tell you what the different devices are, what they do. It's got a slicing guide in there to tell you, you know, what food you should use what blade with. Kind of neat. I'll probably run through it quickly. So this is the base. There's 3 buttons: power, start, and pulse. Turn it on with the power button, hit start, and it goes, and it'll go until you tell it to stop. You hit stop, it'll pause, or you hit start, it'll pause it. Power off, you're done. You can also power it on and then hit pulse. It's just like pulse. We all know what that is. It also has a timer over here, so you can set this timer. You can either time it up or time it down. You can set it to, hey, I want to blend for 45 seconds. You can start that, and when it hits 45 seconds, you stop it. Or you can do a countdown. You can set it for 45 seconds, and when it hits 0, you can stop. That's pretty much it. This is the unit. Now, one odd thing I found, this power cord. Now, granted, I showed you earlier, it's got that really cool finger hole that you can put your finger through and pull it out of the wall rather than, you know, grabbing onto it and yanking it by the cord. But the thing that struck me as odd is it's got a place to store the cord inside here, which is kind of cool. But it's not mechanical, so you have to pull it out to get the cord out. Now the cord is out, okay? And it's a fairly decent length cord. That's probably 3 feet or so. But to put it back in, you have to feed it back in. And I don't know where it goes once it goes inside there. I mean, it could wrap all around the whole thing, but when it stops, you got to figure out, okay, well, I can't go that way anymore. Well, what about this way? Can I go this way? I just found that odd. You know, this is a $450 device. I've been in hotels that have a $29 hairdryer where you press a button and the cord goes shooting right up through the bottom of it. Probably something they could have added. But who knows? Maybe that would have just pushed the cost into the $550 range. I have no idea. Very sturdy. It's metal. It's all metal gearing on the inside. I was reading about it. This is the beast of all beasts. Weight-wise, this thing, it's got some weight to it. It's not going to bounce around your counter, that's for sure. It's if I put it on the level portion of my countertop, my counter's bent right there. This is not going to move while it's chopping. I mean, you can chop a 2x4 in here and it's probably not going to move. But that's the base. 3 buttons and a timer. Here is the bowl, the processing bowl. It's got a small stopper at the top. It also has fluid measurements on here in mils and fluid ounces. That's one of the plungers. There's a second plunger, and this is your safety feature. This one also will turn on and turn off the processing. But that's a pretty wide mouth that's in there. I would say that's probably 4 inches across. That's pretty good size. The lid, as usual, align and lock written here on the handle. So you have to line it up. There's an arrow that says align on the base. There's an arrow that says align on the top. You line those 2 up, spin it, and it's locked in. Pretty simple. Got a nice rubber gasket around here to keep things from leaking. So my Ninja had something similar to this, which is an inner bowl. But the one thing that the Ninja didn't have was the Ninja on the edges didn't sit flush here. So sometimes fluid would come up and escape out of the side, and it would be locked between here and here. This one has a wider mouth at the top, as you can see, so that when you put this inside, it takes up the rim on the top. There's nothing that's going to shred or cut or chop and fall out the other side, because the 2 of them match. So when you put this on, the distance between this lid and that smaller ring on the inside is so small, there's nothing that's going to get through there. So 2.5 cups is the maximum on this side. In the US, 600 mils max, 20 ounces. Here is the big pot, or the big base, 16 cups, hence the reason why this is called the Sous Chef 16. Cool thing that I've noticed, metal gears. This has got metal gears. This is filled with metal gears. You don't have to worry about them stripping. I know on some of my other products, like the Ninja, it's plastic. I've never had a problem with my Ninja. It's a great product. It still runs great to this day. I gave it to my kids. I gave one to my kids, but this just looks like for sometimes when we have parties here and things like that, and we want to do large quantities, this is going to work for us. So that is the base. So these two items are not where the money's at. Granted, this is a very well done, unique machine, but I think a lot of it has to do with this. This is a storage bin, basically, for all of your stuff. We've all gotten food processors in the past. What do you do with all that stuff? I mean, that Braun immersion blender that I have, so cool. But there's so much stuff. I don't know where I'm going to put it all. I'll find a place because I really like that thing. It's cool. But again, where am I going to store all that stuff? This is kind of cool because you can set it inside of a drawer or a pantry or something like that, and it actually stands up on its end. And if you need to bring it out, carry it out to, your kitchen counter, you can do that. Nothing's going to fall out. I thought that was a pretty cool feature. Some of the things that go in here, and I didn't buy everything. There's another blade setup that I want to buy that I haven't told the missus about, but I want to get it. It's pretty cool. It's a dicing feature. It will literally dice. You drop a tomato in there and it'll dice it. It's a series of blades that go through. Drop in a cucumber, it dices a cucumber. The blades that come with this currently, an emulsifier. I'll probably never wind up using this because the quantity of things that I'm going to need to emulsify, meaning salad dressings and things like that, I'm going to use that immersion blender. I'm not going to be making, 8 cups of salad dressing. Maybe I will, just so that I have an excuse to use this stuff. But anyway, that's going in there. The other cool thing I need to show you, all of these spots are all named for what the thing is. Here's a dough blade. It says dough blade. Here is a large S processing blade. That's what it says right here, S processing blade. This says whisk. It's an emulsifier. That's where you put it. This is a mini chopping blade. It's the exact same thing as this. The only difference is it goes into that smaller bowl. But again, it's all labeled, has a location for it. This is the stock that you're going to use for the smaller blades. It's your disc spindle. Comes with a brush, so you don't cut your fingers off while you're cleaning this stuff. I thought that was pretty smart. So this is a unique blade. So, and again, when you're using these blades, you're going to put this inside. That's going to sit on top. The other neat thing, metal. This is all metal. It's not plastic. This down here is plastic, but the gear up here, where this resides, it's metal. So you're going to put this inside the blender or inside your food processor, and it goes across in this direction, it's got small holes for small shredding. If you flip it over, big holes for potatoes or whatever. Careful not to cut your fingers. So this is a Julienne Blade. Great for carrots, cucumbers, peppers, shoestring potatoes, things like that. If you're going to do a large quantity, this is the way to go. Drawback to this, again, I said large quantity. If I'm doing 2 bell peppers and I'm going to julienne them, I'm not dragging this out. I'm not even going to drag out the immersion blender because it's got a food processor on it too. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to julienne them myself. But if I have to do large quantities, I'm definitely going to pull this thing out. This blade right here, French fries. I'm a fanatic for French fries. This will get used. This will definitely get used, especially because I have that really cool instant air fryer. Now I'll be making some French fries. Spatula. They give you a spatula. Why do they give you a spatula? I don't know. I got 30 of them. But they gave me another one that's made just for this. So I'm going to use it. I thought that was pretty cool. Everything's got a place. Everything has a spot. Everything locks down. I know. There's still one more blade I have to tell you about. And I think it's really cool. So it's got a nifty little holder on it. But anyway, this is a slicing blade. Well, it's not slicing anything right now because as you can see, I'm dragging my finger across it and it's not doing anything. It's adjustable. So you actually have to squeeze and turn the blade. And as you spin that, the blade pops up. And it forces the food, it's got a little ramp, it forces the food down below. So the taller you make this, or the higher the number, I've got it at 8 right now, that is probably ½ an inch thick. Drop in potato, you're gonna do au gratin. Okay, I want my slices to be 1/4 inch thick. I'm gonna go with a 4. Now I've got au gratin potatoes sliced up. This is the coolest thing, because now I don't have 15 different blades that I have to worry about. It's got a little spot over here. It says storage position. You wind it down to storage position. It's nice and flat. You're not going to cut your fingers. So here we go. That's everything. A ton of blades in a lockable case so you can store it somewhere. The pot about 4 or 5 inches across, so you can pretty much put a full-size potato in there. Smaller one, you want to do a single carrot, drop a carrot in there. You know, if you're doing carrots inside here, it's going to bounce all around. This one you can feed it one at a time. It's got measurements on here for liquids. There's measurements on this. There's measurements on the small one. And then this big monster of a base. Again, $450-ish US. Is it worth it? Quality-wise, I think so. Am I going to utilize this whole thing? I sure hope so, because that's a lot of money. Anyway, this is what I got inside my Breville Sous Chef 16 Pro box. I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.